Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. Hey. Hi, welcome. How are you guys doing? It's Tafchin again. I'm back. You guys, sorry, it's been a long time and I cut my vlogs, a lot of my vlogs short because of so many things. I got so busy, so busy. Like, you guys, okay, I was either doing one thing or the other for a long time, like for the past 1 year. It has been really busy. So instead of boring you up, taking you down memory lane, starting to post from before to now, let me just summarize everything. Okay, let me tell you guys everything. Yeah, so that we'll get done with it, right? So I stopped at my house job chronicles. Yeah, house job was basically very interesting for me. I really appreciate God for where I did my internship. I met very beautiful people. I met good seniors, good supervisors that were willing to teach me, and I was ready to learn. We had residents, junior residents, senior residents. We also had consultants. The hospital was generally a family medicine hospital, so most of our residents are family physicians, right? That's general practitioners, so they were training to become GPs. Yes, so especially when it came to surgery, we had gynecologists, we had pediatrician, we had general surgeons. Yes, then we also had gynae surgery. Yes, then general practitioners for internal medicine. Yeah. So you guys, I don't know if you saw me when I was finishing my internal medicine rotation. That was one of my worst departments ever, and I started with it, thank God. So I met this very I don't want to call her harsh, but I know she was very rude and bad to me. So unnecessary, but she had to do all of that. That was it. I finished internal medicine and I went to surgery. Yes, surgery was very interesting. We had all our consultants and our superiors were males. Isn't that interesting? Yes. So we had them and they were so friendly. They were really nice. They were ready to teach us. They were so stuffy. You guys, before we came to surgery, right, people told us that surgery ward runs is usually very short. It will last just like 1 hour, 2 hours, and they're done with their rounds. Meanwhile, internal medicine, you all know, you guys, if you're a doctor, you know that internal medicine ward rounds is starting by 9 and it's finishing by 3 or 4 p.m. and you have to do post rounds. So because of that, we were really looking forward to moving to surgery, right? But unfortunately, when we moved to surgery, these guys, it's like they decided that, okay, now we're going to teach. We're not going to only teach, but we're going to waste these people's time. I don't want to call it a waste of time, but we spend so much time during our ward rounds in surgery. They will teach, and when they pick one topic, they will go through everything. They will go over everything, and then it was good, interesting. We were learning. It's just that it was a lot for us at that time. So yeah, surgery was really interesting. One good thing about my surgery rotation is that they allowed us to work with our hands. You know, as house officers, basically, most of our superiors also want to learn. Since surgery is full of practice, everybody will want to really practice. Do you understand? Everybody really wants to practice. So a lot of us were desirous to do something. I remember doing a debridement. And I remember that my colleagues did cesarean section, a house officer doing cesarean section. That was awesome. A few of my colleagues were able to do CS. I'm not really a surgery person. I threw up when I entered the theater, and it's not my favorite department. Yeah, so but a lot of my colleagues did cesarean section, appendectomy, herniorrhaphy, all those small procedures, the minor procedures. Yeah, we were able to do it, and that was because we had seniors that were willing to allow us to do it. However, I have assisted a lot of surgeries. Like, I was the major assistant. Because for surgery, we're a bit busy. I remember during one of my calls, there was an accident in the town, that's Plateau State. There was war. When I say war, some Fulani men were hijacked. The truth is, we had an accident. There was a war that broke out. Some herdsmen were on their way somewhere, and then some locals decided to butcher them, and then they were all rushed to the hospital where I was working at that time. It was, I don't know, it was tragic. The accident and emergency was filled with a lot of casualties. It was so I I just finished ward rounds. I had just finished ward rounds at that time. I went home to eat breakfast. As soon as I finished eating, I was about to sleep. Then somebody called me. Are you the one on call? You really need to be in A&E right now. And I rushed here. You guys, it was filled with blood. I was citing lines, trying to resuscitate a lot of patients and all of that. There were a lot. People were just dying right before my eyes. Then the whole ward was filled. Every space in the ward was filled with casualties. Some of them had brain injuries. You can see that they are hallucinating, traumatized, talking irrationally, and all of that. So we did our best, resuscitated those we could. All the nurses helped, every doctor helped. That day, nobody even knew that I was on call, because everybody puts their hands together, from consultants down to house officers. We all came together to resuscitate those people and get them admitted. And yeah, it was nice. It was eventful. I remember one time I even followed one of my consultants to one of his private practices, and afterwards he gave me some cash. It was really my best rotation, trust me. Then we went to pediatrics. Pediatrics was dramatic. You guys, I cried during pediatrics rotation. So in pediatrics, I had very good tutors. I had good superiors. Dr. Omenwa, Mama, what's her name? She's a retired medical doctor, retired pediatrician, I'm not sure, retired doctor, yeah. So she was a bit, you know, she's strict, she's stern, she comes on time and expects all of us to be on time. A lot of people told us stories about her, but that made us very scared about going to that department. But trust me, when I got there was no issue with her. She was just straightforward. We just knew what she wanted at the time she wanted, and we gave it to her. I think none of us had an issue with her. None of us, actually. We were all up and doing, and there was no issue with my team. So what happened was that we moved in batches to different departments. So we started with internal medicine, 4 of us, went to surgery, 4 of us, went to pediatrics. Now when I say 4 of us, I mean like 4 house officers. Do you understand? In each unit. Yeah, that meant that if I were on call on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I'll be on call on Friday. So basically 2 calls every week, which I think is fair enough. And then the weeks that one of us is on leave, you realize that we did like how many? 3 calls a week. Yeah. So pediatrics was okay. I learned a lot. Dr. Dabit was awesome. Dr. Omenwa was beautiful. She was lovely. Some other residents came, and you know, they taught us basically, you know, that internship year is another year of learning, so it was really good. Yeah. Then one thing that happened one day was that we had a chronically ill baby. I think she had aspiration pneumonitis. Yes. And since birth the child hasn't been breathing well. The mother brought the child to the hospital, and I was asked to give is it mannitol? Yeah, so basically they didn't give me the right, okay, they gave me the right instructions but not in detail, so I made an error. You guys, I cried my life out. It was the worst day of my life. I called my supervisor. I told him I'm very sorry for the thing I've done. I called my consultant, apologized, and he was like, don't do that, Hapchin. Everybody makes mistakes in life. Like, I shouldn't be so sad. And that's how he comforted me and told me that everything was going to be okay. I will never forget this mass. That was one of the things that made me cry during my house job. Then I moved to gynecology. You guys, gynae was so freaking sweet. Now, right, I didn't really spend much time. I went for my leave, and by the time I got back they had already started. Thank God I was one week late, but as at the time I came back to join gynae, I came on Monday, resumed Monday, and Tuesday the hospital went on strike. The nurses went on strike. The nurses went on strike at first. So we were managing patients that were already in the ward. We didn't admit because who would take care of them? So after a while, the nurses came back 2 weeks later, right? And that period was Christmas period. So you can say 2 weeks again into it was a bit less busy because everybody, you know, was busy. Then when everybody came back in January, we're done, and at exactly 1 year after I started my internship, I finished. that is exactly 1 year. Thank God for everything. I'm really grateful. I started on the 1st of March and I finished on the 28th of February. Isn't that exactly 1 year?
Eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you, 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 won't you let the light shine through.
Guys, come on. We are not ready. Like, everyone. Now, take off. Keep us alive. Harrison, come on.
In the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe